He was controlled by everyone until he learned this one dark truth. Have you ever felt like you're being manipulated by people around you? What if everyone around you is using you for their own benefit? Your family, friends, colleagues, they all seem to be using you for their own benefit. You feel used, but you can't quite put your finger on it. You feel there is something wrong, but you don't know what it is. It feels like you are living in a nightmare. You have no control over your life. You feel trapped. You want to scream, but no one is listening. If that sounds like you, then this story is for you. It will show you how to escape the trap you've been unknowingly living in. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a young and naive king. He ruled over his people with a kind heart, always trying to do what was best for his kingdom. But he was too trusting. He trusted everyone around him, thinking they had his best interest at heart. He never suspected that some of them had sinister motives. The king had a close advisor named Walter. Walter was a cunning and manipulative man who had wormed his way into the king's inner circle. He was always by the king's side, whispering advice into his ear and subtly guiding him to make decisions that benefited Walter and his allies. The king, being too trusting, never saw through Walter's facade of loyalty. One day, an old and wise hermit visited the kingdom. He was known throughout the land for his wisdom and insight. The hermit, noticing the subtle ways Walter controlled the king, decided to help the young monarch see the truth. He approached the king in private and began to share his observations about Walter. The king, initially dismissive of the hermit's concerns, found himself questioning Walter's motives for the first time. The hermit told the king, "My son, you are like a puppet on a string. You think you are in control, but it is Walter who pulls the strings. He has gained your trust, and now he and his allies use your power for their own benefit." The king, shaken by these revelations, couldn't believe that someone he trusted so much could be deceiving him. Determined to uncover the truth, the king secretly observed Walter. He watched how Walter interacted with his ministers, how he conducted deals in the king's name, and how he undermined the king's authority whenever possible. The king also started having doubts about his wife's fidelity after the hermit suggested that she seemed more interested in Walter than in him. With this new clarity, the king confronted Walter, exposing his treacherous schemes to the entire kingdom. Walter, caught in his web of lies, had no choice but to flee. The king, now free from Walter's control, realized the importance of being cautious and selective in whom he trusted. He thanked the hermit for his guidance and wisdom and continued to rule with a balanced perspective, always remembering the valuable lesson he had learned. The story of the Puppet Master is a classic tale of manipulation and deceit. It highlights the dangers of blind trust and the importance of being aware of those who might seek to exploit others for their own gain. It serves as a reminder to be cautious and discerning in our interactions with others, as not everyone may have our best interests at heart. But here's the dark truth. The real puppet master is your subconscious mind. Why? Because your actions are controlled by your thoughts. If you think about doing something, you'll most likely do it, and if you don't, you won't. It's as simple as that. But there is a way to bypass your conscious mind and reprogram your subconscious. How? By repetition? For example, if you repeat a phrase over and over again, it will eventually become a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's why the monks in the old Tibetan monasteries would chant the same phrases for hours every day. They knew the power of repetition. So here's a question for you. What would you like to achieve in your life? What kind of person do you want to be? Once you know what you want, simply repeat it to yourself over and over again. Make it a self-fulfilling prophecy. And before you know it, you'll be living in a world of your own design. We appreciate your support and hope you continue to tune in for more insightful stories and motivational content.